Here we go!
Hey, what's up, Blue Blurs? This is GamerBlake90, your proud chief of the Blue Blurs, presenting you with another video. It's been an incredibly active week with this channel, as we have fired up not one, but two playthroughs, and I've got a third that will be on the way as well, but I'm gonna give that one a little more time before it breaks the service. So if you want a little teaser about it, it's actually not going to be for a Sonic game, interestingly enough. Anyway, the other two playthroughs I did get fired up include the mobile version of Sonic 1, which is now playable on PC, but in an unofficial capacity, thanks to Rubber Ducky Cooley. His work in getting that to happen was extraordinarily sound, and I was really overjoyed to be able to play the mobile ports for the first time after having to pass up on them due to the act of sorcery that is touchscreen controls. I can handle Wii Remotes, just not those. Keep them away from me. But speaking of Wii Remotes, the other playthrough that we've got going on is the one that we're continuing in this video, and that is Sonic Unleashed on the Nintendo Wii. The opening to this series went up last Sunday, and I hope you all have thoroughly enjoyed it. If you did, great to see. Let's even carry that over to this next video. So, in case you know a recap as to everything that's happened, Sonic Unleashed basically pulled a Star Wars style opening, kind of sensing a trend here given both Unleashed and the Obi-Wan reference in the Sonic movie, as well as the existence of the Death Egg in Sonic 3. Maybe there's a lot more comparisons to Star Wars than there are to Dragon Ball. Probably not really. But anyway, Sonic Unleashed pulled a Star Wars style opening, and Sonic lost against Eggman aboard a ship, got turned to a Werehog, dropped back onto the Earth, met with Chip, turned back into his original form, and now both he and Chip have moved on over to the Apotos region, where we proceed to finish the daytime stages. It is now nighttime, and Sonic has resumed his Werehog form, which the Ice Cream Man somehow failed to notice in the last cutscene that transpired in the opening video. He was too busy mourning over the fact that the Earth was now literally in pieces to even notice what had happened to Sonic. The villagers here, on the other hand, are going to have much bigger attention spans than the guy did, as you'll soon see when we go scouting around town. But yo, before we actually do that, I never thought I'd find myself appreciating the map screens on the Nintendo Wii version, because I still find them to be somewhat jarring in comparison to the faster paced hub worlds we had in the HD version, but something about Apotos in the nighttime makes it look ethereal. The way the lights are placed, the way the structures are made, and something I never paid attention to up until now is the fact that whenever you enter a hub world in the nighttime, you're treated to a magically slowed down version of the original tune. And it somehow sounds enhanced that way. It's hard to explain, but wow. It's pretty calming and beautiful, I gotta say. I might actually find myself appreciating the nighttime music better, even if I don't share the same appreciation for the gameplay that we're going to be demonstrating with the Werehog soon. As you might have guessed, it's a huge factor in what drew scathing criticisms toward this game, causing it to receive somewhere between mixed reviews and heavily unfavorable reviews. In part from IGN. That's a notorious debacle that I can't wait to go into detail on at some point, but let's not trouble ourselves with that right now. Instead, let's walk around town and see what all we can learn about everything that's been happening. First, the Flower Street. Hey, get this! The Ice Cream Man has been acting really weird. Oh yeah, like we haven't seen already.
Whoa! Speaking of weird, what the heck happened to you?
What did you do to yourself? Bro, it's not what I did. Eggman did this to me. You kidding me, bruh? But hey, at least you had a better attention span than the Ice Cream Man, exactly as I've said. Let's see if everybody else follows suit. The Bell Square. Hey, Pilgrim! What's the matter? You alright? You look shorter and stouter than before. Did you eat something funny? Wait, Werehog Sonic looks shorter? I don't know, I could have sworn he underwent a size increase, or... well, I don't even know. The Cafe Terrace, let's see what's up over there. No one's around. Let's head back, Sonic. Well, that's probably the first part of the city I've seen that's completely empty, but it is nighttime, so that's not too far out there. Finally, the Windmill Coast Street. We last came over here to search for the priest, but we headed onto the Gaia gate, so I guess that's where we had to go as well. Even when it's nighttime. Oh, speaking of the priest, there he is. Huh? I don't believe we've met. What are you doing out this late? We met this afternoon? I think I remember a blue hedgehog. Well, obviously he noticed the difference in Sonic's appearance, but he's considered them to be two separate people. Well, two separate beings, because Sonic isn't entirely human, but you know what I mean. Someone who looked like me directed you to the holy shrine? I was just talking about how many unusual guests we get. Eric said he even gave directions today to a yellow fox. A yellow fox. Now who could that possibly be? I have no idea. After Apotos' tremor, tourism's declined, and nights are dangerous. Reports of ghosts have not been verified, but you be careful, son. And did that open a new area? Okay, not yet, but the notification for something new happening just popped up over the cafe terrace. What's going on over there? Could be over there to now, and now suddenly it's not so unoccupied. You fellas? You two make a big impression. I'd know you anywhere. What do I mean? Well, I had some stranger ask me a favor, and since he was a yellow fox, a la Tails, I figured you knew each other. He told me if I saw a blue hedgehog, I ought to give him this. His description was a bit different, but you gotta be the one he meant. Well, look at that. Somebody can put two and two together a lot better than the priest could. This guy is good in my book. What are we gonna get, by the way? Information. Oh, the first continent's moon tablet. That's gonna be for the moon gate of the Gaia gate, isn't it? And now we get to go back to the sacred shrine. And now that we know that Tails is out and about, we gotta go and find the guy, so maybe he and Sonic can put together the pieces, pun not intended, given the Earth's current state, of everything that's happened so far. And oh, that's right, when you go back to the Gaia gate, even at nighttime, you resume your original form. That's cool. And I bet the moon medals being collected tie into the moon gates as well, other than the one that the moon tablet opens up. Oh, you noticed, Chip.
This light's so warm. It kind of feels like the afternoon sun. Do you think your transforming's got something to do with the sun, Sonic? I don't know.
Didn't we already realize that much when the sun went down and Sonic became a Werehog? You're a little late to the party, Chip. Oh yeah, and something I totally forgot, but the humans are weirdly designed in this world, and it's also not the first Sonic game to feature humans. The first one I recall correctly was Sonic Adventure, when you went around Station Square and met all the humans there, same with the Mystic Ruins. And while we're talking about humans, ChowMix released a video talking about the inclusion of humans in the world of Sonic, so I'm gonna drop a quick little advertisement on his behalf right now, and encourage you all to go and check that video out along with the rest of ChowMix's content. It's deeply insightful and involves a lot of video essays that really make you stop and think about the entirety of Sonic's universe. I thoroughly enjoy his content, and I can tell you that you'll do the same thing as well. And hopefully I'll be able to keep up with recent trend of advertising fellow Sonic tubers in each of my videos. Cause hey, the growth of the Sonic community is one thing I live for. That door's glowing Sonic, that means it'll open now. Well, it's got a moon symbol on it, and did we just get the moon tablet? Yes, we did, and now it's open. But before I go in there, let me run around here real quick and take a look at the other... Okay, yeah, there are other gates that look a bit similar, but this one has both the sun and moon icons on it. We need 14 total sun medals and 14 total moon medals. Okay. And we only have 12 moon medals, but no sun medals. And we've only been able to collect the moon medals during the day, which is a bit of a contradiction in and of itself. It's a little weird. Now, one thing I will give it up to the... Oh wait, what's this? What in the world are those?
Whoa, this room's not like the others, huh? It's all mysterious.
These look like... given the symbols around them, they look a little bit like the warp panels that you would see on the floor when you played Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm guessing these, correlate to a different region, because there are regions other than Apotos in this game. But one thing I was gonna say is, one thing I will give it up to the Wii version of Unleashed is that Sonic feels way less slippery to control here. Let me tell you. When you play Unleashed HD, it feels like Sonic is on ice skates whenever he goes into the hub worlds and the stages. Wait, the hub worlds? No, I'm sorry, the stage worlds, like where you can enter the portals that in turn lead into the stages, not the hub worlds. But it feels like you're on ice skates when you play daytime Sonic, and I can imagine that not a lot of players are fond of that, but fortunately one thing you can control and turn to your advantage. And look at that, Sonic just went back to the Werehog again. Okay, so you can guard with the B button. I probably wasn't supposed to show that off yet, because similar to what happened with Daytime Sonic, we're about to dive into a series of tutorial stages where we get to learn about the capabilities of Werehog Sonic. And look at that, we're back to the loading screens. Hello, Sonic 06. Those certainly weren't missed. Seriously, I don't know why there's so many loading screens on a next-gen game, or a game that was considered next-gen at the time, but if that game ever gets ported to a more up-to-date console today, maybe the loading screens will become less painful to deal with. Maybe. Dash and jump. Windmill Isle, nice stage, get the hang of jumping in Werehog form. Bit is easy enough. You can jump and then jump again to perform a double jump. And no, Chid, there's no need for you to explain it on my behalf because I already got that down. Like, seriously. How do you not know how to jump? And what are you gonna tell us about this time? Oh, that's right. By tapping the control stick in the same direction, you're gonna be able to run with Werehog Sonic, as opposed to being able to walk. And while he does gradually pick up speed if you just opt to walk to wherever you want to go, it's still not quite as proficient as being able to dash. Now try jumping in mid-dash. You'll travel a lot further than a normal jump will take you. There we go. Hey! Pulled off an Epona-style jump from Zelda. Oh man, I'm dropping a lot of Zelda references recently, but similar to Sonic's 30th, it is Zelda's 35th anniversary this year, and there was a piece of Zelda-themed DLC tied to Sonic Lost World. I think it was exclusive to the Nintendo Wii U, so yeah, you should probably look out for a lot of Zelda references. By the way, one element that sets Werehog Sonic apart from his daytime counterpart is this level up system we've got right here. But I don't think we picked up any points yet, unless I'm wrong, because all we did was just jump over traps and then jump over a gap as well as learn how to move. I think you get your experience points from beating enemies, just like in Unleashed HD. Speaking of the experience system though, it applies a little differently to Daytime Sonic, as you level him up mid-stage as opposed to after it. I believe it's in this tutorial that you learn how to grab ledges, In the case of the GameCube controller, I think you use the X button. But something to note here, you have to keep the X button held down to keep grabbing the ledge. If you let go of it all, you're gonna fall off it. And the same will apply to poles that you'll be able to climb up and down at some point in the stage, like that one right ahead of us. So make it a habit to keep the X button held down whenever you delve into these interactions. Oh, oops! My bad! I completely botched that one. That was my bad. Let's see if I can try that again. There we go. Do you have to tilt the stick to keep him swinging? No you don't. He swings by himself. And then you can time your jump accordingly to launch yourself off the pole. Hopefully with a lot more finesse than I just demonstrated at the time. You can climb it down poles like this one. Once again, keep the button held down. If you let go of it, Sonic will slide down the pole, and I just realized I'm running out of time! Shoot! I totally forgot there's a time limit. Oh my god, with a second on the clock. I completely forgot. These tutorials are timed. Oh, look at that. A sun medal. I don't get the flip-flop here. You collect moon medals during the day, but sun medals during the night. Does nobody else find that a little weird? Okay, so, still no experience which to level up Werehog Sonic. I'll go into a little more detail about that, maybe after my next tutorial or the one after. I have no idea, but we'll see. Rack up an attack combo. Aha, it's beat 'em up time. Master those combos. And there's Chip again.
Alternate the R button and the L button presses to attack. That's a lot of bad guys, Sonic.
Your way of attacking here is a little more linear compared to Unleashed HD. You just gotta consecutively time your L to R button presses back and forth to continue delivering combos. And just like before, there are attack combinations, I think involving different timing with both buttons. Using triple attacks to beat all enemies in the area, that should be no problem. And because of running out of time, I better not dilly-dally. There we go. Now, I gotta say, Unleashed HD was so packed with enemies, but there was almost never a period of rest during the Werehog stages. And it was also what set the Werehog Sonic apart from his daytime counterpart. His stages are a lot more... My bad. My computer went idle again. I don't think you'll have noticed it, though, because the recording seems to perceive whether your computer goes idle or otherwise. Ah well. An amateur recorder at work here. And finally, we have some experience points to take advantage of. As you beat enemies, Sonic will gain experience points that he can then use to level up his statistics. He's got the Werehammer, excuse me. I think he's already had access to that. What does it say again, sorry? This emergency evasion tactic will push back any foe it connects with, press the L and R button at the same time. Don't think I've ever used that, we're gonna have to look into that. But yeah, by gaining experience points, you'll earn new skills and be able to level up your statistics, including your health, your unleashed gauge, which doubles your attack power, and then your base attack stat. So not a whole lot to have to keep track of here, but it is nevertheless important to level yourself up as often as you can, or you're gonna find yourself struggling. Aside from enemies packing the nighttime stage Unleashed HD, they were also extraordinarily lengthy. Probably just as long as daytime Sonic stages, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I might as well say right now, I didn't like the Werehog stages. I was okay with the concept of the Werehog, as I always respected it whenever Sega was willing to try something different with Sonic, even if it doesn't quite work out as well as we're all hoping for, but the way the Werehog was incorporated into Unleashed, well, I have a lot of thoughts on it, but for the most part, I was in favor of it. The gameplay not so much, as I felt was mostly linear and could have used a little more inspiration than it actually got, but I respected they were trying to separate the two forms of Sonic in their own way. That was definitely something. Okay, pick up a box with the X button, and you gotta keep the button held down to keep carrying boxes, and you throw it with the jump button. Nice. Wow, that totally took that enemy out straight away. I believe these enemies are pieces of Dark Gaia's energy. Probably a little bit of a spoiler there, but we've already seen the monster underneath the earth when Eggman let it loose, so... Nah, that's not a spoiler at all. Not to mention, this game is an older teenager. By now, you should know the events of Unleashed. But I could be wrong. Taking out all the enemies, I think? Oh yeah, and those little red spheres of energy, I believe that's Gaia energy, and the more that you pick up, the more experience you get. You have to pick up Yellow Crystal Unleashed HD to get your experience points, but it takes on a different form here, and isn't quite as messy to collect, cause my gosh, that was a lot to keep up with. Yes, game, I know, we're on a time limit. You don't have to rush me. That's another Sun Medal in our possession, and the more of these we get, the more we can unlock, I believe, the side stages in addition to the ones that we're playing through right now. Oh, by the way, you don't get a choice on whether or not you want to apply the newly acquired experience points. The game just does it for you, which I don't have any objections to, because I was going to use them anyway, why wouldn't I? Basically, it's somewhat of a Pokemon element, where you had to battle enemies over and over to level up your Pokemon. It's a similar concept here, only a little less complicated in comparison. And before you ask, yes, I'm a Pokemon fan. Well, somewhat of a Pokemon fan. I love the older generations, but I'm not feeling the newer ones. I know that probably did make me sound like a boomer, but for your information, I'm a millennial. Let's fly the Werehammer. Windmill Isle, nice stage. More beat 'em ups, huh? Oh, and we have a special attack. We'll do the Werehammer that we found in the level up menu. Ah, there it is, there it is. He does somewhat of a sure you get attack like in Street Fighter, and then he performs a ground slam. Huh? Oh, what? That's it? All we had to do to perform the attack, we didn't have to beat the enemies? I kinda wish I was allowed to beat them first before clearing the stage. Could've gotten more experience points that way, but I guess we're gonna have to pass up on it this time. If you're wondering how I feel about the Werehog stages on this version of Unleashed, they actually feel a tad more bearable to me than the HD version. The enemies don't feel nearly as numerous for one, and the stages are still kinda lengthy, though you probably get that feeling because Werehog Sonic obviously is not as fast as his regular form, so perhaps it will feel that way. But even then, the stages feel like they've been a little bit more condensed to accommodate its capabilities, and I can appreciate that. But at the same time, I hope it hasn't been condensed too much because I really want to level up the Werehog as much as I possibly can, especially what's to come. And by the way, we're not on a time limit this time. Instead, it's just measuring how fast you can beat the stage, which is a little weird because Werehog Sonic is not speed-based, and when you played Unleashed HD, they didn't bother showing a timer on the gameplay screen. They only bother factoring it into your bonus when you beat the stage, which I thought, again, was odd, but whatever, Sega is Sega. You gotta open it up if you want to get past, no problem. Just keep the X button held down until Werehog Sonic makes like Superman and pulls that door open. Yo, he is absurdly strong in this game. Could you imagine how he would play as a Smash character? Oh gosh, he would be so different from his original form, man. I'm totally calling it. Oh, what? I tried to attack with the X button. What in the world's wrong with me? Boy? Okay, these will be a little harder to hit because they're airborne, and I probably should have used the Werehammer. Totally forgot that I even had that. And it hasn't been that long ago, but I've used it. What's up with me? But yeah, the stages feel way less messy during the nighttime when you're playing this on an older console as opposed to a newer one, so I actually found myself feeling them a lot more than I did in Unleashed HD. That's pretty cool. But again, I'm judging only based on my experience in Apotos. The other stages may get a little more unbearable as time goes on. Hopefully that's not the case. Anyway, there's that eerie little symbol right there, probably a symbol of dark, Gaia.
What's this, Sonic? Looks like there could be more around here.
More of these symbols that look exactly like the one that gate that just popped up, and we gotta pick up 3 of them. I should also say that, unlike with Daytime Sonic, your health mechanic works differently here. You got a health bar below a left one, and I'm pretty sure the blue bar underneath that would be your unleashed gauge. As to how you build that up, I think it's done by beating enemies, just like how when you collect your experience. And what am I doing not guarding? I can just press the B button to guard. And I can also roll while guarding by tilting the control stick. Kinda weird, but I would forget about that. Well, these guys are nothing at all. Oh yeah, the blue energy. That must be for the unleashed gauge. I'd be willing to bet $1 million on that. And we got an item. Well, thank you for telling us we got an item without telling us exactly what we got. But I guess you don't get to see it until the end of the stage. Oh well. How do we get up there? Oh wait, we could just run up to that ledge and jump on it to get that symbol. Nice. Okay. Come on up here, and boom. And I did say that Werehog Sonic isn't as fast as his original counterpart, but he's still pretty fast in his own right, especially when you're remembering to use a dash mechanic. That'll make it so these stages feel a lot less suffocating for sure. Wow! You know, for a previous gen console, the graphics do feel watered down in some respects, but I still find myself gazing at the moon like it's the real thing. Oh, come on, guys. You can't let me appreciate a little sightseeing? Alright, Werehammer time. Come on. Come on. Gotta pop your balloon, son. Werehog Sonic, come on. You have a little more reach than that. You're an ARMS character. Boy. Boy. I was trying to perform the combo, but I guess I gotta input the buttons a lot faster than I actually am. By the way, there's another pathway over here to the left. Oh, with map screen to the lower right. Forgot to point that out. I wonder, was that in HD Unleashed? I don't even remember, honestly. Because since having to sell my Xbox, I haven't got to re-experience Unleashed HD, and I'm really missing it. I was even streaming it for a time, though I don't stream terribly often because I don't prefer it over locally recording my footage. I know it's kind of weird because streaming is the hot thing to do right now, and I totally understand why, but it's just not my thing at the moment. But maybe with feedback, I may reconsider the notion, but no promises there. But as I was going to say earlier, you have a health mechanic. So, unlike with Sonic, who dies if he gets touched while he doesn't have any rings on him, Werehog Sonic doesn't die straight away having 0 rings. In fact, rings don't govern his health, other than the fact that they restore his health. Rather, you die by having your health gauge reduced to 0, but fortunately for you, it's gonna take a lot of hits before that happens, so as long as you, got your gameplay on point, you should be just fine. And again, I don't know if the enemy outputs get worse and worse with each stage as the game goes on. It probably does, given how difficulty curves tend to work, but who knows. Another item here that we don't know about. So I'm gonna jump back down here, pick up these 10 rings. Probably should have saved in case I took damage, but I don't see that happening an awful lot on the first stage, I can tell you. So similar to the opening video, in which I bunched all the daytime stage for Apotos into one compilation, I'm gonna do the same for the nighttime stages here. We've gotten a good number of tutorial stages done with, and we're going on to the base nighttime stages here as well. And so far, only one cutscene. Sorry for the abundance of cutscenes in the opening video, but it was like the very start of the game, so that was all but a certainty. And we got all 3 of those symbols, whatever they are. I'm just gonna call them Gaia crests, for lack of a better way to refer to them. So Gaia crest it is. Picked the 3 of them, broke down the gate, and I should probably go ahead and mash the Werehammer, because that's how we do in Street Fighter games. Whenever we're in trouble, we go, "So you get." Oh. Well, that's what I get for choosing now of all time to show off. I take a hit. Sheesh. By the way, how do you activate Unleash mode in this game? Or can you not do it yet? Let me see. So I pop this guy's balloon. You can double jump, you can guard. Oh! I think when I pressed the Y button, that was what set off Unleash mode? The problem is I went and wasted it because now I can't deactivate it. Oh my gosh. And if I remember right, Unleash mode doubles your statistics so you can do more damage, and you'll probably take less damage in turn, but I highly doubt that. We'll just learn as the game goes on and on. By the way, that's the gold ring, which doesn't give off a sound effect when you get close to it like it normally does. Not that we really needed it, but oh well. What's the rank? Oh crap, we exceeded the target time of 6 minutes, so we're gonna get an A rank. And miss out on 1 sun medal. Must resist the urge to replay it. Yeah, I'm not gonna replay it. I already did that once with one of the first stages. I'm not gonna do it again. But what we are gonna get is a new skill, Wereclaw. Pierce any defense with this technique, hit foes just right, and you can dizzy them. Yo, it's totally Street Fighter. This stun mechanic. Press the L button or R button while dashing. That's definitely gonna come in handy, because you'll be able to improvise maintaining your movement while dealing with enemies all at once. It's good to see. I believe we have another nighttime stage, and we do. Moonsoaked alleys. Yo, I love how these stages look. It's on a console that isn't as advanced, but my gosh, I love how it looks. Both midday and during the night. And usually, when I play the Werehog stages, I'm always on edge because of how huge the enemy outputs are. But this time around, I feel like I'm able to enjoy the game, and besides, all at once. So, I'm pretty glad I did not dismiss the previous generation versions like I almost did. I dismissed the, I've dismissed, one of the Sonic Boom games because I just did not like the appearance that Sonic and Knuckles took on for the Boom era. Not so much of the gameplay, because I haven't played it at all to, like, really judge in that respect. I just didn't like how Sonic and Knuckles looked. There's really no other way for me to say it. Now, the upgrades to Tails and Amy's appearances, those actually looked okay. So, and I was willing to live with that, just not what they did to 2 of the star characters in the cast. It was just... And mind you, I rarely ever say anything negative about the Sonic franchise, as much as I love it, but even I have to be realistic with its shortcomings as much as I admire it for its high points. Right now, one of its low points is that, at the moment, it's not clear what Sega seems to want out of the Sonic franchise. And we're never really going to know until Sega says it themselves. Oh gosh. Look at this. Killer Needles! Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. Well then. I think it would help if I jumped and then attacked. Can I do combos in midair? Oh yes, I can, baby. We got that aerial slam. Yo, and look at the ocean. Obviously it looks slightly dark purplish because of the fact that it is nighttime, but I can't help but feel the purplish tinge is coming from the dark Gaia energy as well. And it makes sense considering that the world's in pieces and dark Gaia basically split himself down into particles when he was exposed. So it gives the world a rather dreadful vibe to it, but at the same time it makes it look oddly beautiful. I don't know if what I said just made any sense, but it's kind of like being able to see the good and the bad in something like this, you feel me? So the good is purely aesthetic as opposed to anything deeper than that. Oh, ow! Boy, I already took my shots, come on. I don't need another of them. And I should remember that I can block and roll at the same time. I've got to keep that in mind. There we go. Still taking a little getting used to. Oh, and there's a box here. Alright. If a fly swatter doesn't work, just get out of the box and throw it at the fly next time. And while I am bringing up flies, have I got a story for you about them. Okay, so check this out. I think, was it like 1 or 2 years ago, before I moved recently, I walked into the kitchen one afternoon, looked behind the curtain for a window, and there was like somewhere between 50 to 100 horseflies buzzing about in there. And I was like, okay, dude, seriously, how did we even get to this situation? Although part of me probably knew the answer, as the garage door was commonly left open at the time. Well, the interior door leading to the garage, I mean, so that was probably bound to happen, as well as the fact that it was the summertime. But I saw those horseflies, and I just about flipped the heck out at the very sight of them, and so I spent like the next hour or so having to kill every single one of them. And because we didn't have a fly swatter at the time, so I had to use like a cloth instead. And yes, a lot of washing followed that scenario. I hope I never have to deal with anything like that again. But it seemed that Unleashed, that scenario was somewhat reenacted, only in the form of mutated killer needles. I wonder how many of you played Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd like to know that. What do you think that is, Sonic? Try grabbing it. I have a feeling I know. It would be the swinging pole that Sonic grabbed onto in the HD version, and now he kind of spins like a pinwheel whenever he launches himself off of them. Oh, wow.
I think you can move sideways here.
Oh, wow, Chip. We never would have been able to figure that out. Thanks so much for your help, dude. We appreciate it. Oh, you gotta, readjust your use of the control stick as Sonic clears corners like that so you can keep your movement going. Should be simple enough to figure out. You know what would make this a lot more difficult? When you hang on to an edge or a pole like this. What if there was a gauge that governed how long you could hold on to a ledge, and when it reached 0 you fell? That was a gameplay mechanic I dealt with in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and I was really salty that existed. Because imagine you had an unlimited gauge in that game. The exploring was already endless at the time, but I imagine it would have gotten a buff if not for the fact that a gauge was slowing everything down. And if they added the gauge into Unleashed, I bet you anything people would have been upset. But they probably were already upset with the existence of the Werehog at the time. Well, crap. I didn't mean to activate the Unleashed mechanic. But at least I know now that you trigger it by pressing the Y button, and obviously your attack's gonna enhance. But look at this. When you're, oh wait, that's right. That's due to an upgrade we got in the last stage, where when you dash, you can then attack immediately afterwards, and you do somewhat of a dash attack. Oh look, smash terminology. Anyway, that's twice now, but I activated the Unleashed mechanic entirely by accident, so I'm sorry. But at least I know now for a fact that we can activate it manually, and with only one button too. That's really nice. Pretty sure you had to press multiple buttons in Unleashed HD to use the mechanic. What the heck? That balloon barely touched me and it still hurt me. But yeah, the force field's up, and if you want to move past it, you gotta take out all the enemies. I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. And we've taken care of just that. Let's pick up this gate, pull it open, and we're gonna get some more experience points. Sorry, I had to. If y'all couldn't tell what the sound effect was, you obviously have not played Pokemon games. But yo, this staircase to the left seems to have given out, but we don't need to jump the gap to even make it up there. We can just come up this way. Let me break these pots first. It's best to do that to fill your unleashed gauge. In case you didn't realize. Because you see the blue ore flying out of the broken pots, those will add to your unleashed gauge. And they're quite different from the dark Gaia energy that gives you experience points. So, just a little note there. Oh wait, the pots only break whenever you dash into them. Wow, I don't have to attack them. They just break when you dash at them. That makes things a bit easier on me. Can you use the C-stick to change the camera? No, you can't. Do you have a D-pad? No, you can't seem to manually control the camera at all. Bummer. Well, that's alright. Oh! I forgot, there's a lever right here. I gotta activate this first to use that elevator. Oh man, and when you had to use levers to open gate in Unleashed HD, you had to mash the button like crazy to even get it to work. At least this time around, you only have to press it. So yeah, I'm warming up to this version awfully quickly. More enemies out and about. Hello there, beauties. Did you miss me? Okay, seriously, the attack patterns here feel so weird. Like, I don't know if you had to be precise with your inputs. Oh god, I'm getting walloped. I don't know if you had to be precise with your inputs, or if you have to be a little more deliberate with the timing. Oh, yo, the dash mechanic, not the dash mechanic, but dash attack is so useful against these guys. It actually makes them dizzy, and you're no longer gonna have to trouble yourself with being a little more deliberate with your attacks when trying to deal with them. Let's try this. If I could actually hit them though, that would be nice. Alright, there we go. So yeah, the Werehog combat stages are still gonna take a good deal of effort to overcome, but look at it this way, it could be a lot worse. And yeah, I'm gonna save that big ring for until we've taken care of these guys. It's nice to see how they repurpose the big rings that used to pop up in the classic Sonic games as basically serving as item boxes where you get more than one ring. Pretty cool to see. And in this case, they add to your health gauge when you pick them up. Wow, we're about to run over 10 minutes, but I think by now we should be almost done with this stage, from how it's looking. Unfortunately, I think there's one more act to deal with after this one, so strap yourself in, you're gonna be here for a while. And you know something? When you think about it, I don't think they so much as decreased the length of the stages, as much as I think that they divided the stages, rather. The mainline stages anyway. So when you put them all together, they still feel aggravatingly lengthy. I guess it was easy for me to succumb to the illusion that the stages feel shorter because of the fact that they were divided. And yes, there were like those mission stages, just like the ones that are here right now, that are kind of shorter, but at the same time a lot more stressful, especially the DLC. I've never played the DLC, but I've seen footage of the DLC, and they look like... the light way to put it is, they look like the very definition of hell. We should take this one nice and slow. Don't want to slip and fall. Although, I think if you let go of a stick, Sonic will resort to grabbing the ledge as opposed to just... What in the world? Never mind. Oh! Ah, crap! Ah, I forgot. I gotta keep the button held down. Well, that's more than likely gonna penalize my rank a great deal. How, in the middle of all of this, could I forget the button has to be held down? I managed to astound myself at times, I gotta say. But, outside that little mishap, we are done with the second nighttime stage, and yes, we're over the target time, but how far over it? Okay, rank A, so that means 2 more sun medals. But if I remember my Unleashed correctly, we will want to collect a lot of these medals. I remember at one point playing Unleashed HD, but I didn't have enough sun medals to unlock one of the stages at, I forget the name of that region, but it had the beaches and the jungles there, and it had a jungle joyride stage. So the combo level up. Dark Gaia's power gathered around Sonic, he can now chain together more attacks. So we got 4 hit combos coming up. We could probably just skip all this and go ahead and maximize our experience, and it looks like we can. I think we're still at level 1, but I think once we fill in the whole circle, that level will start to go up. At least I'm relatively sure. I hate the loading screens. Why are they so numerous? Regardless, here we are at the 3rd act for the nighttime version of Apotos Windmill Isle. And if I remember this stage correctly, I don't think it'll take as long to beat as the last 2 did. But then again, part of why we're taking so long is because we're going out of our way to pick up items like this one, so that might have something to do with it. And they aren't meant to play in the exact same angle as the daytime stages, so it makes sense it wouldn't go by quite as fast. And Sonic doesn't have to be strictly about going fast, even if it is his main draw, as far as the gameplay is concerned. And I hope it stays his main draw, but it is always nice to go beyond your comfort zone. Alright, let's remember our dash attack causes stun. Yo, this is kind of broken, honestly. But it's so useful. We're gonna be abusing the heck out of this dash attack. Watch it, watch it, watch this. Ooh, look at that. So many enemies stunned all at once. Oh, ow. Don't hit me, bruh. Don't hit my pretty face. Even though it's far from pretty right now. Sorry, Sonic. Oh, you know what? That's it. We're going unleashed. I'm sick of your crap. Come on. Thank you. The fighting game fundamentals coming through once again. Unfortunately, we're out of our unleashed gauge. Would probably be helpful if we made it a point to save our gauge for next time. Yeah, the fact we're going out of our way to build up our gauges is totally contributing to the fact that these stages are taking so long to beat, so the more I think about it, the more I think it may be my own fault.
Think you could break this wall with a punch, Sonic?
I better be able to break this wall considering how absurdly strong Werehog Sonic is. There we go. But all that's in here are 20 rings. Can we jump out of this area? No, we can't. There are invisible walls. What the heck? Boo! I don't like rules. Oh, look at that. More of these Gaia crests. Same as before, gotta pick up 3. Okay, there's another wall to break down. What's in here? Another item. Well, not an item, but more Gaia energy. That's good. There should be more enemies right up ahead. And yeah, I know it's probably gonna test your patience to have to watch, but I do want to cover these areas as much as I can to make sure I don't miss any of these Gaia crests. You feel me? Ah, buzz off, ya killer needles. Is Weevil underwood in this game? I swear if he is, I will lose it. I'm just joking. I know he's not in this game. Come on. I wonder, could I just repeatedly mash the L button? Do I have to alternate between L and R? Yeah, I do have to alternate. More of these guys. Y'all are such a class act. But I've got something for you since Knuckles isn't around to give it to you himself, and it's called a Knuckle Sandwich. You know, like the one you just now gave me, and it's smart that I can feel it? Brr. Ow. Yo, in the movie, Sonic almost did get a Knuckle Sandwich from a bunch of thugs at the bar that he totally sent into chaos. I was watching that scene, I was like, yeah, that's totally something Sonic would do. I love the movie. It is such a gem. It doesn't deserve to be so good like it is right now, but it is. What's in here? Another Gaia crest? And of course it would trigger more enemies upon arrival. Oopsie. Do I want to... What the heck? I wasn't even dashing and I still managed to dash? Dash attack, I mean? That's crazy. You know what? Werehammer time. When in doubt, just resort to Street Fighter fundamentals. When you approach these walls while inside the room that they cover, you can actually see Sonic through them. Makes it rather handy. Too bad I can't control the camera, but it's probably for the better because historically camera controls tend to be uncooperative. And I played plenty of games like that, I know the feeling. Alright, that's the third Gaia crest. Yo, regardless of whatever your feelings are on the Werehog stages, you have to admit, this site is screenshot worthy. Holy crapaholic, this looks awesome. Can you jump over this? No, you actually can't fall to your death. At least not over here. There was a gap we fell into earlier where we died, but they seem to be smaller in number on the Nintendo Wii, oddly enough. I would have expected it to be the opposite scenario, but apparently not. Again though, this is judging only based on Apotos, so don't take my word for it, especially if you played through the entirety of this game yourself. Can we break these columns? No, we can. They're still sturdy as ever, even if they are in pieces. And we have all three Gaia crests. That gate should unlock as soon as we approach it. But first, we'll go out of our way to build up our gauges. Is that the gold ring? No, it isn't. That's a big ring. But that fountain up there seems to be the very last part of the stage. I'm reasonably sure it is. Yeah, it totally is. So at the same time, it's kind of misleading, especially once you've beaten this part of the stage, but yeah. Oh boy, the enemies get a little bit more nasty this time, so if there was ever a time to go unleashed, aka Super Saiyan, now is the time. And even the bigger enemies can be stunned. I love this dash attack. Yo, you got smacked, son. You got served. I didn't really need to pick up that big ring, but... Oh, never mind. I thought there were a couple more enemies than that. Perhaps I misjudged. If only I could throw some rings into the fountain for good luck, but... the game don't work like that. But yeah, while I'm getting this video brought to life, what do you all think about the different versions of Unleashed, and which one do you prefer? The previous gen version or the more up-to-date version that is Unleashed HD on the PS3 and Xbox 360? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Always curious to see your feedback. And on that note, we are done with the nighttime stages in Apotos, thankfully. Did we exceed our target time again? Yes, we did, but only by 20 seconds. All 3 S ranks missed. How disgraceful, but whatever. I'll take what we can get. And 3680 points of Dark Gaia Force. That's gonna give us another skill, the Werewolf. Send baddies skyward, then kick off a combo. This move makes for the perfect opener. Press the L button and R button together after the second hit in the combo. Alright, any more skills? Nah. And we haven't been able to level up our health, unleashed, and attack stats, so that really sucks, but that'll probably come later. Secret Illustration 65, check it out later. By the way, you can also go back and replay these stages to get more experience, so if you'd like to do a little grinding and get yourself leveled up before you go into future worlds, that does exist as an option. Possibly inspired by the Pokemon games. A tablet fragment adorned with a blue jewel. Sick. A moon tablet. Let's go. And new mission has been added, blah blah blah. Ooh! Cutscene time. See you later.
Hey, Tails.
Sonic?
What are you doing out here?
Sonic, is that really you? That's a new look. What happened?
You know me. Never a dull moment. Want some chocolate?
Thanks. That's some story. I'll bet that means that you turning into that and the planet breaking apart are somehow related.
I need to find Eggman and make him fix this, and fast!
About that, I think I know someone who might know something about what's going on here.
Oh, really?
Professor Pickle over at Spagonia University. I came to this city to gather some data. If we add that to his research findings, we might be able to get to the bottom of all this.
Spagonia. That's a continent over. An easy jog if the planet weren't broken.
No problem. My Tornado 1 will get us there in a flash. Let's get going.
Leave it to you, Tails. Let's get moving.
And with that, guys, we are off to Spagonia. Although our visit there will be incredibly brief. And with that, we can now travel between different regions on the world map, just like an Unleashed HD. In the meantime, they're going to have all the previous levels for Apotos unlocked for us to revisit whenever we so choose, and we can just, go on straight ahead to Spagonia. But yo, this world map is... I miss when a Sonic game was at this kind of extreme. You feel me? Like it just adds to the atmosphere, pun not intended, of the game that you're playing in. And granted, not all Sonic games have to go this route. It's just something about it just makes you appreciate the heightening of the stakes at hand, if you understand my meaning. Either way, this is a really awesome world map screen, and did anyone else see the reflective surfaces on the eyeballs of Sonic and Tails? I miss when cutscenes looked this high-tech, and this game only came out in 2008, and yet some subsequent titles just looked, well, not quite as good graphically. It really does make you wonder what the heck is going on. Not to bash any games in particular, a lot of them are still fun to experience, but some things just make you wonder and are worth discussing at times. Regardless, that's it for the Apotos region. Next video, we're going to go through Spagonia, and I have a feeling we'll be adding other regions to the mix if the story goes the way that I think it does. So that will do it for this video, people. Thank you all for watching. I see we have 11 Sun Medals and 12 Moon Medals, so not quite enough to unlock any of the extra gates in Apotos, and we're still only at 2 lives. Well, that must mean extra lives are not going to be as abundant to come by, so I'm suddenly very concerned that we might have a very steep skill curve here, but we'll work through it one way or another. Hope you all enjoyed my nighttime stay in Apotos, and I will see you next time for when we go through Spagonia. If you enjoyed what you saw, drop those likes and comments down below. Always eager to hear from you guys, so let me know what you think. And if you want to keep up with my content, just hit that sub button and ring that bell. I think you know how it goes by now since YouTube's been around for quite some time. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you all next time. And don't forget, blue blurs for life. Peace out, take care.